What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Atlantic Files, the number one podcast on the number one division in the NBA, brought to you by the Underdog Sports Podcast Network. As always, joined by your hosts, myself, Alex Fishbein. We got Dennis Clausen. What's going on, Dennis?
What up? We're finally here. The eve of the day we've been waiting for, and I can't believe we're finally here. I didn't ever think it would happen, but we're here. We're the start of the
I know.
NBA season.
Thank the Lord. The NBA season is back. And I can't wait. I mean, it almost never has the Sixers in the opening night. So I'm hyped. Get to see the Sixers right away. So that'll be great. Yeah, I'm excited. Tyler says, "Yo, what's up, Tyler? What's going
What it
on?
is?
What it is, Tyler?
Ty-
What it is?"
Tyler just wanted to make sure he was the first to be recognized.
Oh, for sure. Tyler wants people to know that he's here.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah,
and
big. Sorry.
Go ahead. No. Go ahead. Go
Did
ahead.
you think I was not going to talk for long?
No.
You think I was going to actually let you start something without that? I mean, it's a big night tomorrow night. We got some big games tomorrow, and Philly's got the chance to kind of set the tone for the rest of the season. We'll see what the Celtics have, how they're going to look tomorrow, especially without Ime coaching, and Robert Williams is going to be in the center spot, and they're not going to have Danilo Gallinari like they
Yep.
thought they were. So we have some big things going on here. We have a new look 76ers team, which has it's adding the roughness and the toughness and the grit of my man PJ Tucker. I love PJ Tucker. Get to get a little D'Anthony Melton off the bench, and we'll see what Tyrese Maxey has in store. Is he ready to be like the guy full time this season? So we'll see what James Harden looks like, because he kind of looked like garbage, but last season at times. But now he had a full training camp to go with the Sixers, and B is going to make a run for an MVP award. We'll see if he can actually do it this year. So it's going to be a good, and that's just the first game.
I know that it's insane, and I mean not just that, but then the nightcap is what, Golden State versus
Los
who are they playing?
Angeles,
The Lakers or the Clippers?
the Lakers.
Yeah. So I mean, we get to see how Draymond and Jordan Poole act together after their whole practice fight. We get to see LeBron. We get to see if Anthony Davis actually stays healthy.
He won't. I'll answer that for you right now. He won't.
Speaking of staying healthy, Celtics fans had a super big scare when Malcolm Brogdon left their last game. They said it was just a sore leg and everything, and if it was the regular season, he probably could have played. But
It's preseason. He didn't want to play anymore. It's preseason. Nobody cares.
he was like, "Look, guys,
It's
I'm not
preseason.
trying to risk it here. I get hurt every season. I'm not trying to risk it now."
It's good, and I know we're going to kind of touch on the Lakers in a little bit, but it's going to be interesting to see how the new Lakers look. We're going to see if, like you said, if AD can stay healthy. We're going to see how LeBron looks. We're going to see if Russ is going to be available. If he is available, what's his role? Where is he going to come off the bench? If he comes off the bench, who's going to start? So there's a lot of question marks, and I think Draymond Green and Jordan Poole, they'll be fine on the court, and they'll be fine while they're together. But this is those type of situations where it's going to be like the Ben and Joel Embiid situation, to where once they're actually not on the same team, then you'll hear people start, "Oh, I could have knocked him. I could have punched him again, and he wouldn't have woke up." You know what I mean, like that. And you'll hear Jordan Poole said, "Well, I knew he was an important player on our team, or else I would have kicked his ass." Even though nobody thinks that's true, but
Yeah, I mean, I I just want now at this point when they're both done playing, I want to see them get in the ring now. I mean, all the other ex NBA players are doing it. I think people would pay pretty good money to see Jordan Poole and Draymond Green get in the boxing ring now.
Yeah, speaking of that, did you see Nate Robinson's not doing well?
I did see that. He has
Shout out to
some
Nate
sort
Robinson.
of kidney disease or something. Yeah, hopefully.
So if he
I was
needs a
actually I was bouncing questions off of Deanna. I was like, so what's your professional opinion about this?
He needs a new kidney.
Yes.
Pretty much where we're going here. So if anybody, wants to possibly consider help save Nate Robinson's life when the time comes, I mean, I would do it.
Speaking of not doing well, too, Dikembe Mutombo went to get a surgery to get a brain tumor removed.
I was going to get to him. I just wanted to give Nate Robinson because I feel like people weren't talking about him when they were talking more about Dikembe, which I get it. But, I mean, True. Nate Robinson was a good player in his, for some seasons there. So
that's true. No, that's true. I mean, they both deserve their due in like mentioning how they're doing.
So stop taking the attention off of Nate Robinson. Just give him his attention that he deserves.
I'm sorry, you had a good segue, so then I had to come up with a good segue. I don't like to be out-segued.
Well, I'm always going to out-segue you. You know that.
I don't know. I still think my best segue was when we talked about being fat, and then I said, speaking about being fat, Zion Williamson.
No, I would give Nate Robinson a kidney if he needed one.
Yeah, I mean,
I say that now, but then when they say on the match, I'd be like, I never said that. I never.
I mean,
what are you talking about?
I mean, if the price is right, he's. He's got
a lot of money. Now your Jew is showing.
It's always going to show when there's that much money on the table.
I would do it for free.
If it was family, I mean, that'd be different, but
they would get half off. If it was family.
They'd get a Black Friday deal.
And I would say Dikembe could get. Mike would donate half his brain to Dikembe, but I don't think he wants that.
Nope.
But yeah, I mean, God, Dikembe Mutombo, man, what a monster.
He was. I mean, he was a huge part of my childhood with that Allen Iverson team.
Yeah, so, shout out to Dikembe. Hopefully he gets better. Nate Robinson, hope he gets both of those guys.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm getting yelled at.
I mean, we're eventually going to move on to something more.
He hurt for a long time.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yes.
I mean,
I only have a minute.
He's. I wouldn't trust him.
I wouldn't trust him, but he's supposed to start the season. Tell her.
Yeah.
He says he's going to be ready. Tell her Big Sexy says it.
I think they have our podcast on downstairs, so I think they're trying to listen.
Deanna, honey, if you're listening to me, don't take him, okay? Thank you. You don't want him.
Nope. He was good the last 2 seasons for my fantasy team, but I'm not going to trust him this year.
When he plays, he's great, but he doesn't play.
Exactly.
So.
And OKC is probably just going to tank. I mean, they don't have Chet. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's been hurt the last couple seasons.
Well, let's be honest here. Even if they had Chet, they're going to tank anyways because there's no way. Chet's not going to make a difference for that team.
No, they're not. He's not going to make them make the playoffs. Not at all.
So they just optioned up Josh Giddey. They just picked up his option. They just picked up Mann's option.
They got Isaiah Joe.
Pokachevsky. Yeah, they just got your Mann's. Isaiah Joe. And it wasn't just like a, hey, come out, try out for the team. It was a reported from Shams that it is a multi-year deal. So they must be liking Isaiah Joe.
Hell yeah. I like Isaiah Joe too. I mean, he deserves a roster spot somewhere.
Well, somewhere. I mean, remember when he was gone? What did I say? I say he's not going to be out of work long.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, it would take a day for somebody to get him.
I wouldn't be surprised if a bunch of those teams along the lines of OKC tried to put something in for him. I bet you Houston did, especially because having him come off the bench would be good with the guards that they have. I bet you Utah probably put something in for him. Hell, I even bet you Washington tried to put something in for him because who the hell do they have in 3-and-D terms?
I mean, Bradley Beal's going to be hurt in 3 weeks anyways. You need somebody.
Exactly. Isaiah Joe's essentially the same talent level as Bradley Beal.
Honestly, I'd rather have Bradley Beal or Isaiah Joe. He costs less and he's going to stay healthy. So
True.
I mean, you're basically giving a max contract. I wonder how Deanna made out with that pick, by the way. So Deanna, if you're
She
listening,
ended up picking Terry Rozier.
honey, you should have went with shit. It's okay.
I was gonna say go De'Aaron Fox, but oh wait, no, she also got De'Aaron Fox. Never mind, she got
That
both.
girl. Okay, now we
go.
Now the braids are matching the beauty here.
Yeah, she picked up the telepathic waves.
That a girl. She just gotta tap into Big Sexy. Let me know when you're picking again, and I'll telepathically send you my pick.
Yeah, there we go. All right, I'm already loving my team right now. I'm really liking my team. Right now, I got Halliburton, Garland, LeBron, Bam, and Jaylen Brown. I'm liking this squad.
That's a good team.
It's a points league too, not a category league.
Right,
So,
that makes a difference.
Hell yeah!
I feel like nobody does. All right,
ahead,
No, I was gonna say I feel like nobody does points leagues anymore, so it's nice to see a points league. Everybody does stupid categories.
I know. And it's funny because 2 of the leagues I'm in are points leagues. It's our dynasty league, and then this league I'm in with my friends. But I will say in this league too, 2 years running, it has been me versus Deanna in the championship. And I don't help her on many picks. She asks me 1 or 2 questions when it's like this guy or that guy, and I'll like give her my advice, but sometimes she takes it, sometimes she doesn't, and she's gotten to the championship both times.
Well, she's probably like, if you don't want to sleep on the couch and get a little bit of the future, your future brave. If you want to get a little bit of this action, you better take LeBron out of that lineup for the championship.
You better bench every good player you have.
So then when everybody goes, why did Alex take LeBron out? You could just say, I was playing the matchups.
Exactly. I didn't think LeBron was going to play well against Orlando. But anyway, first off, Maggie B, this is Deanna's sister. She said, not you sending the link during the live. Yes, I sent the link out. I want people to watch it. So
hi, Maggie. How are you?
And then Larry James here says, Benedict Mathurin is Rookie of the Year. That's a bold statement.
Larry, what are you smoking?
He says, rookie Benedict been good. He led rookies in scoring at 19.8 in preseason, and he's a dog on defense. There's no doubt that Benedict is a good player. You know what? Let's start this. Let's just start it off with our season predictions, awards, and everything, and then we'll get to Atlantic Division preview after that.
Okay.
There's no doubt he's a good player. He's gonna be in the all rookie team. There's no doubt about that. But Rookie of the Year? I don't know about all that.
You know the thing that comes into the videos where the guy goes, say what?
Yes.
I think I've said that before, but it's just so fitting. He's like, what?
True. Real quick, what do you think? Kristaps or Jakob?
Oh, Jakob.
That's what I was thinking too. Kristaps he's notoriously not healthy. I can't deal with
Kristaps is a better player when he's around for the 36 games he plays a year.
That's for sure. Larry said he moved up in the odds. Hey, like I
Oh,
said,
okay. He's been see Larry. No, okay. Larry's making some smart decisions here, and I can respect that because he's
yeah,
following the Vegas, and that's the way to go. So, okay, Larry, I get it.
I feel you. I feel you.
Yep,
I mean,
that's very.
I still have him behind Bankero and Keegan Murray, but I could see Benedict over Jaden Ivey.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, I agree that he is a
All
very
right.
good rookie. Muhammad is
Yeah.
here again.
Just,
Appreciate you, Muhammad.
yeah. So win what?
The Warriors are gonna win the whole thing. They're gonna win the whole thing.
They're just gonna
They're
win.
they're going
Enough
back to
said.
back. They're going back to back. And Maggie said Nola is winning fantasy this year. Yes, the puppy is definitely going to win fantasy. She is actually running my team. So there's that. But anyway, let's start. What do you want to start with first? Do you want to predict the playoff
You're
teams?
the host. You lead.
Well,
What do you
I'm
want me
asking
to
what
say?
I'm asking what you feel stronger about. Do you feel stronger about predicting the playoff teams or the awards?
Honestly, I just want to go to bed. So it really doesn't matter. I'm hungry.
I
And
mean, I understand that too.
yeah, so whatever you want to
um,
do. It's like Christmas. The quicker I could get to sleep, the quicker I wake up, and it'll be NBA season.
You got a very good point there. That is a very good point. So let's just go to the awards because we're talking about rookie of the year and everything. Who you got for rookie of the year?
I said Keegan Murray.
I'm liking Keegan Murray more and more. I gotta say.
Well, he looked good in the summer.
Yep.
I think he's. I said it before. I think he's the most NBA ready guy that they have.
I mean, he definitely looks the most fluid, the most like he has like the smoothest game out of the rookies so far. Right off the
And
bat.
I mean, and then Bankero, sure, it'll be down to those two.
For sure.
And
I
then,
was very confident in Bankero at first, but now I'm leaning more Keegan Murray. Sorry, go ahead.
but then there's going to be that third guy who just shows up out of nowhere, and then
True.
everybody's going to say, "Okay."
I mean, it could be Benedict. It could be him. It could be Jeremy Sochan. It could be. I mean, Jaden Ivey is always going to be in the discussion. Jalen Duren is probably going to get plenty of playing time for Detroit.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I mean, I think. Well, right now Marvin Bagley's hurt for the next like couple weeks probably,
Well,
and then
this is his first stint of being hurt, so he's going to be hurt probably about 5 stints of hurt. So
that's true. That's true. Um, and then Isaiah Stewart is obviously still there, going to get some pretty good minutes. But after him, then it's Jalen Duren. I don't see them playing Nerlens Noel all that much, if at all, if they don't trade him. So,
I mean, I'm looking at guys like Jabari Smith. Obviously, could be in that equation. Uh, and then I'm looking down the list, and it's like, okay, uh, Agbaji. I'm high on him. Now that he's in Utah, I think something
right.
he has upside. He's got a pretty clear path to playing time versus the other rookies. You know what I mean? So Ty Washington might get a little action to start the season, like those guys. AJ Griffin might get some playing time. So those guys like that are, seemingly in the mix to be entering. Not that they're going to enter the starting lineup, but carve out a consistent role from game to game.
No, that's
Especially
for
when you
sure.
look at the Hawks, when you look at Hunter and John Collins and Clint Capella's tendency to stay healthy. Bogdanovich isn't healthy. He never is. Huerter's gone. So they're going to need some guys to step up off the bench. So I could see like Griffin getting a role
That's
immediately.
for sure.
Now, is he going to get enough to like be rookie of the year? Probably not. When you consider like Bankero is going to start immediately and play 30 minutes at
Right.
least, and he probably is going to take the most shots on that team. So actually, if I'm thinking about it, I might say Bankero for rookie of the year. because when you
Yes.
look at OKC or Orlando, you are literally just looking at guys like Jalen Suggs and Wagner, and so there's not a lot of like really. Cole Anthony is good when so he's probably one of their best scorers on the team, but you don't really have another option on that team who can score like OKC. If Chet was still healthy and you looked at him, at least they
Mhm.
have like Gilgeous Alexander and Giddy and guys who can actually score. Orlando doesn't have much going on, so I think that's gonna put him in a position to like put Banchero in a position to win the Rookie of the Year. But if I had to pick a guy like who could win it, who I'd rather have on my team, who I think is more NBA ready right now, I'm still going Murray.
I agree. No, and I have Bankero up there too, just because of Bankero's all around game too. I mean, he can make plays, he can score, he can rebound. I mean, he's one of the better all around packages as a rookie, and he's going to, like you said, get that playing time right away. He's going to be a starter, so I mean, he's going to get every opportunity thrown his way. Larry says here, Vegas odds have Bankero, Benedict, Keegan, and Ivy in the top 4 for Rookie of the Year. That's about what I would expect. Um, it definitely, it's definitely understandable.
According to Bovada,
I actually was gonna look at what Bovada had. I don't know what they have. Um,
depends if they're paying us this week. They will.
then we'll reveal it to everybody.
Right.
But I mean, like you said, there's always one guy that's gonna come out of nowhere and throw all of a sudden this great rookie season together, and it's like no one's gonna see it coming at first. So I'm I'm curious to see if it's going to be somebody along the lines of like one of the people that San Antonio got, because obviously everyone in San Antonio is going to get plenty of playing time and
Yeah, I was going to say
options.
like Malachi
Yep,
could get in
Branham.
there.
Yep,
So yeah, like guys like that, AJ Griffin, like I said. So those are guys that Ty Washington. I'm just recapping in my brain because I'm old and I forget, so I got to run them down again, even though I've said them 3 times. But guys like that, I could see like being not rookie of the year candidates, but having a better shot at least pulling off the upset than other players do this season.
for sure, for sure. Larry you keep making good points, man. I mean, he is playing in Indy, which they're not going to be good, and with Halliburton, who's a great playmaker, he'll get the ball out. He'll get the ball in a lot of good positions to score too. So I definitely agree
Well,
with you. He says Scotty Barnes is that guy last year to come out of nowhere. Now,
he's not that guy, pal.
now, I know you might be new to our show, but we've been hyping up Scotty Barnes since before he was drafted. So around here on this podcast, we actually predicted him to be Rookie of the Year. Dennis and I both did. Mike was the only one that, I mean, Mike's not here. We don't have to worry about Mike. His predictions are always trash.
Garbage. Did you,
But,
you you remember that video with that guy who got to the fight with the kid or the argument, the kid with the supermarket? He goes, "You're not that guy, pal."
yep.
All right.
Is that about Mike? He's not that guy?
I don't know why I was saying it, but when he said he was the guy, and I don't know, it just came to me where I go, he's not that guy, pal. Larry though
Scotty,
making some good points though here tonight.
for sure. Scotty's the man, though. We love Scotty around here. Scotty's one of our favorites. Oh, and Chris Simmons, what's going on, Chris? He says, I like the
Hi,
rookie
Chris.
Mathurin. That windmill dunk he had in preseason was amazing. Wow, there's a lot of Mathurin fans around here.
Mm.
But yes, no, agreed. You and Larry are both in agreement here. People thought it was Cade or Green award to lose last season. That's true. Cade and Jalen Green were up there. They definitely were the favorites to start the season.
I just had this instant love for Scotty Barnes coming into the season. And I was like, and he looked like a pro immediately. And it's scary to think what this guy's going to look like this season. Like all-star, like are we talking all-star for Scotty Barnes? Like consideration? You know,
I could see
like
it.
so yeah, Scotty Barnes is a real deal.
Scott, I mean, that's why for all of you out there, we both write for Roto Baller now. We're both on the Roto Baller team. And I did an article about how Scotty Barnes is going to be a fantasy breakout. As if, I mean, he already did great last season. But, I mean, Scotty, this man, as Tyler says here, Barnes is a different breed. I agree. The man just plays with such joy, too. He just loves the game of basketball. He's awesome. Love him.
Yeah, give him a couple of years and he's really gonna he's on the cusp of like when LeBron and KD and all those guys, Scotty's gonna be a guy who is gonna be fawned over for a long time. And rightfully
yeah.
so.
Hell yeah. So who do you have? We'll get to MVP last. Who do you have for Sixth Man of the Year?
Well, we know Tyler Hero's starting, so
True.
that's not gonna happen. I'm thinking more along the lines like Brogdon, maybe.
Okay.
And then I'm trying to think through like who has Tyus Jones, and I'm just spitballing before I make my actual decision. I'm just trying to run through. You know, Amir Coffey, I could see, not that he's going to win it, but I could see him taking a step and like actually like having a pretty sizable role for the Clippers. And Gary Trent, maybe if he's not in a consistent starting lineup, maybe Gary Trent. So I'm just throwing. I might be crazy here, but I think Kendrick Nunn's going to be in for one hell of a season if he stays healthy with the Lakers.
I mean, he's looked pretty promising. Larry here says Jordan Poole. That's another good option.
Like, I like Poole, but I think he's going to be, honestly, like, I would say yes, but the only thing about Poole is that I can see him starting for a lot of the games this season. Like, I kind of see him as like the sixth starter.
True. I mean, it also depends how healthy Clay is going to stay. Because, I mean, they're not going to risk much with Clay with the injury history he's had recently. So I could see Jordan Poole getting all the spot starts every time Clay's not playing. And
I mean, the
on
way
top of that... Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, the way the Warriors work, they just shift everybody around. If they'll do whatever it takes to get Poole in the lineup and just shift guys around. So
exactly.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, Poole's a great pick for sure. Brogdon, I think, Brogdon's a favorite to do it. And there'll probably be a couple more that come to mind later on, and I'll probably be mad at myself for forgetting, but.
Well, I'm going to bring up Larry's comment here because this is my pick. Bones Highland.
Ah, son of a bitch. Did you see me draft him?
I did see you draft him.
All right. So
Bones
yeah,
is the man.
And the way Bones was playing toward the end of last season, especially with shooting and everything, they don't have Monty Morris anymore. Facundo Campazzo. He looks like he's going to sign in Dallas.
Campazzo.
Yeah, I cannot say that name to save my life, but he looks like he's going to sign in Dallas. Is he
even Italian?
I think so, or Spanish.
He's Argentinian.
That's close.
Yeah, he's good.
Spanish, Argentina, whatever, same thing. I think. I don't know. Wait, no, exactly. In Argentina. Where's what's his face? Where was he from?
Who's what's his face?
The guy. We were on his podcast.
Oh, Chile. Yeah, he's from Chile.
He's from Chile. Okay.
Yeah. Which is, I mean, me think about down near Argentina.
Makes me think about Chile because I had a Chile 5-way.
chili 5-way.
You ever have chili with like spaghetti and sour
No.
cream and cheese?
I've had it with sour cream and cheese, but I
Yeah,
haven't had it with spaghetti.
yeah,
That
on
sounds
top of
good.
spaghetti. Yeah, toe curler.
Oh, okay.
Toe
I'm
curler.
chili's one of my specialties too. That I cook.
Really?
So, yeah.
I'm a big chili guy. I love chili. I don't know if you
Oh,
could.
chili's
I'm
the
sure you're
best.
wondering how I could keep this physique with all the chili that I like, but I'm a big chili guy.
Greg says skyline chili. Is that
What's
another
that,
name for
Greg?
it? Is
I
that
don't
another name
know.
for chili 5-way?
You
I
know,
mean, it's a
Wendy's.
cool name.
Yeah, that's probably like some Chicago style chili where it's like
Thick chili.
they put it on pizza.
Deep dish chili. Greg says, here we go. It's a chain in Cincy that specializes in chili. Oh,
Mm,
okay.
okay, Greg.
Tyler says we're going to go off in the deep end again.
Probably not yet, but it's gonna happen maybe eventually.
You can tell that Tyler watches our show a little too much. Oh man. But so yeah,
Wendy's has pretty good chili.
yo, when I used to, that's where I started liking chili, to be honest. Like Wendy's chili, my mom used to get Wendy's chili every time we went to Wendy's. After every basketball practice, I would go to Wendy's. I would get a Baconator, but my mom would get chili. The one time I tried it, I was like, all right, I see why you get this shit all the time. So my chili love started at Wendy's.
And you could dip your burger in the chili.
And your fries. And then get a Frosty, dip your fries in there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't do that. Like, I don't understand why people do that. That's disgusting.
Dipping it in the Frosty?
Yeah, absolutely gross.
What? That's the best. You get the salty sweet mixture and the fried food with it and everything. I even dip my chicken nuggets in a Frosty.
All right, yeah, I gotta go. So have a good night.
But anyway, back to
Fucking
Six Man.
disgust me.
Larry talked about James Bouknight, about just him getting arrested for DUI and a gun, Charlotte losing their 6-man. Yeah, that's a bad situation. I saw the news story and they found him passed out in his car. That was pretty bad.
That happened to
Charlotte,
me.
Charlotte
That happened to me
definitely
the last time I went to Wendy's. I was passed out in my car.
little different circumstances, but same end game.
Yeah, what the fuck is going on in Charlotte?
Yeah, everyone getting arrested, suspended. Like, what the... what's in the water down there?
I don't know.
But, yeah, Charlotte definitely in attack mode, especially because LaMelo Ball, I mean, he's hurt with his ankle. And if I'm Charlotte, I'm not risking LaMelo Ball at all, so I'm going to put him on ice for a while. See what happens with that. But anyway, so 6-man of the year. I'm going with Bones on that one. What's your final answer?
I'm going to say Brogdon or Bones. I'm going to steal Larry. So,
Brogdon is a good choice too. As long as he stays healthy. That's always the biggest thing with Brogdon. So if he does stay healthy, though, I could see him making a very good case for 6-man of the year.
Larry sounds like such a hard-working name. Like, you ever see a guy like, I'm Larry, but he's just a hard-working guy. Works overtime.
Blue collar.
Yeah, just a fucking America. That's what Larry's.
He's like a painter or a construction.
Yeah. He's the guy who's always out in his yard just doing stuff.
Yeah. Man's man.
Right. Something I am not.
Same, so.
I hate yard work.
Oh, yard work's the worst. I can't stand it. Should I go Kelly Oubre or Jaden Ivey?
I'd go Oubre.
I'm liking him this year because of what we were saying in Charlotte. Miles Bridges ain't going to be there. But anyway, so we got Rookie of the Year, 6-man of the year. Who do you have for most improved? Right now, I think I saw like the two of the favorites are going to be like Zion
That's
And
stupid.
who was the other one? Oh, Tyrese Halliburton. Those
That's
are like
stupid too.
two of the top people for most improved.
When I
So
think of most improved, I'm thinking a guy like Isaac Okoro or Anthony Simons or Amir Coffey. Like those are the guys to me, are, even Bones, but like those are the guys who I think should be like most improved player of the year, who should be in that category, not, oh, you're really going on a limb by saying Tyrese Halliburton's going to be the fucking most improved player of the year.
and that's right. Larry said Anthony Edwards is actually the
Which that is stupid too. Like, why does Anthony Edwards?
We all
is
know he's good.
Already. Right. How about like Davion Mitchell?
Right. Like, how about a guy who was barely getting any playing time or like just a little bit of playing time last year that now plays his way into a starting role, plays his way into relevancy. Like, I hate the fact that a lot of times it goes to the guy like I said, they need like in the NFL how they have like comeback player of the year. They need that in the NBA. Because I feel like so many times it's the guy that is hurt the year before, then does really well, and then it's like, oh, most improved.
Yeah, like if the criteria should be like you should only play a certain amount of minutes, score a certain
Yep.
amount. You know what I mean? Like Anthony Edwards for most improved. That's I hate this award. Stupid. I don't even want to talk about it.
Larry here said Edwards, Zion, and Maxey are the top three.
This is the stupidest award.
I feel like Maxey, if at all, should have won it last year.
Who won it last year again? Poole?
I think so. Yeah. And then remember when Ja Morant won it? I was like, or like he either won it or was like in the running for it. I was like, it's Ja Morant. He was in the running for MVP.
Now, if you said Kyrie's in the running for most improved because he actually plays like 40 games this season, then I'll buy it.
Right. But Bosco's going crazy downstairs because I think he's playing around with the puppy.
What do you got? One of them Kim Jong Un dog pits downstairs where you're feeding people a dog?
Why you gotta expose us like that? No, I'm just kidding. Ja Morant won last season, so yeah.
That's the stupidest fucking award.
Thank you, Larry. Ja Morant caused this. The award is now for first-time All-Star players and breakout stars.
I don't want to participate in this.
Your first-time All-Star, like, if you're already in line for an All-Star, like, you shouldn't be able to be in most improved.
Right.
I also always thought if you're like a top 6, 7 pick, in my mind, you shouldn't be.
You shouldn't have to improve.
Exactly. Like, you're expected to be at that level. So, just because you are doing what you're supposed to be doing, I don't know.
Let's give it to the little guy.
Muhammad says most improved is going to be Jordan Poole. I mean, if he does end up starting, he could be.
Muhammad's all in on those Warriors.
He's the big Warriors guy over there. So my
Warriors
favorite
games
award.
are the only games he gets in.
Oh God!
Go ahead, just never mind.
I know where that was going.
Yeah,
Coach of the year.
Bad, you know.
Exactly. Coach of the year. Who you got? I got my hot takes ready for Coach of the Year again, and even though I wasn't right, I was kind of right. For those who don't know, I picked Ime Udoka last year.
Well, he was Coach of the Year at slinging that ass.
went from Coach of the Year candidate to deadbeat boyfriend of the year.
Right. Slaying that poontang.
Oh,
good for him, though. You know what? Fuck it. Taylor Jenkins and Joe Mazzulla. There we go.
I mean, if Boston does better than they did last regular
That
season,
second one was sarcastic.
but like, if he does do that as an interim
How about
coach,
Jason Kidd?
okay, all right. Larry says, Cavs coach, so Bickerstaff.
Yeah, he got robbed last season.
Yeah, he should have been.
He should have been easily just he should have won to begin with.
I agree. He should have been coach of the year.
The way he turned that Cavs team around.
And they lost their second best, well, I guess like second or third best
Well,
player.
at the time, he was considered the second best.
Right. Until everyone started getting better and better as the year went on.
Because of their coach.
Exactly. So, all right.
How about Ty Lue? I could see Ty Lue getting into the cover. I mean, give that man a little respect.
I'm going Willie Green.
Doc Rivers.
Willie Green was my really far reach pick last year, which I will say the Pelicans turned it on once they got CJ McCollum. But Zion's back. They got CJ another year. Ingram's still there. Valanciunas is still there. Herb Jones is growing. I mean, I think I might have him up there.
All right, knock it off.
They're gonna be a playoff team.
All right, now we're gonna lock him in right now. So I'm gonna say Jason Kidd.
Okay.
And then for the East, yeah, I'll go Bickerstaff.
Okay.
I like it.
So
who said Bickerstaff? Larry?
Yes.
God, Larry's a fucking genius.
I know Larry watches basketball.
And I was shitting on him too, and I'm sorry, Larry.
Oh, and Muhammad, about Jordan Poole's deal, we will get to that a little bit later on in the show. So he did get his money. Larry said Wolves coach might also win. You did bring him up. Taylor Jenkins, right? Or no, that's Memphis's coach. What's Wolves coach's name again? Isn't it Chris something?
Oh, yeah. I'm on the spot now. Chris Finch.
Yeah.
Thank you. Alzheimer's was setting in.
So yeah, he definitely has a good shot.
Look good in a sweater.
And thank you, Greg Finch. Yes, thank you for that.
Greg,
my West coach. I already said it. Willie Green. My coach for the East, Bickerstaff, was at the top of my list for a while.
And I'm going to say Doc Rivers, too.
Damn it, that's what I was going to say.
Well, I'm high on the Sixers this year. I don't know why, but I must have slept. I slept just one day I just woke up and I just loved the Sixers. So I don't.
And this is the first time I'm actually talking good about the Sixers.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with the home team. I'm gonna go with Doc Rivers. I think the Sixers are primed for a really good season, and if they don't do well, then you'll probably see me on this same podcast saying get Doc Rivers' ass out of town. But I think I'm gonna go with Doc Rivers. And then to finish things off, who's your MVP?
Joel.
I think I have to go Luka Doncic.
All right, well, we'll see. Some Sixers fan you are.
It's just the only reason is
some Sixers fan you are.
The only reason is if you take Luka off Dallas, they're legitimately like a bottom 3 team in the entire league.
If you took Joel Embiid off Philly, they ain't going to be that much better.
I'm not saying that they're going to be amazing, but they would still be in the play-in race.
You You sure
I could
about
see
that?
them being like a 9-10 seed.
All right, but you forget that the Mavs have fucking Spencer Dinwiddie, who's might be most improved player next year.
Could be. But, yeah,
Because
I
nobody
gotta go.
respects Spencer Dinwiddie. I love Spencer Dinwiddie.
To me, this season, nobody's depending on their superstar more than Dallas with Luka. Because he's literally like the whole offense. Especially Brunson's not there. They got Christian Wood, but who knows if he's ever going to stay healthy.
He'll play 4 games.
Exactly. So,
I'm still going Embiid, so sorry.
I mean, you don't have to apologize to me. I'd love if Embiid
I
finally
was I
got his
was
MVP.
apologizing for I don't know.
But real quick, our draft finished. What do you think of my team? Immediate thoughts? We got Halliburton, Garland, LeBron, Markkanen, Bam, Jaylen Brown, Brandon Clark, Jakob, Jalen Green, Trey Jones, Kelly Oubre, Zubac, and Bones.
Jesus Christ, what do you have? 4 teams in that league?
10.
It's a good team.
I'm pretty excited, especially for getting the 8th pick. So, this is the first year in this league that I don't have Giannis. I had Giannis every other season. All right, Deanna is texting me to get your reaction about her team as well. So let me bring her team up.
I'm gonna say I love it even before she does it because that's how you handle winning. You just say you love everything. See, you just heard the tip there. Whenever a woman asks you for your opinion, you just say it's a good idea and I love it, or you look wonderful. That's all you need to do.
I feel like I've gotten that advice a good bit, and I never listen. No, I'm just kidding. Of course, I agree with her.
No,
Everything's great that she
and I'm
does.
seeing my wife came to me one time, and this is a true story. And she goes, "How do I look in this sweater?" And
Did you
900
say
out
like Ime Udoka?
I go, well, eBay looks better than you do in a sweater. No, but the 900 times previous, whenever she's asked me if her hair looked good, if her ass looked like whatever looks good, I go, yeah, you look fine. This one time, she goes, no, seriously, tell me. I go, I don't really like it. Next thing you know, she's fucking talking about it for 3 days. So don't make that mistake.
All right, I got you. I appreciate that. So Deanna's team is DeJounte Murray. I know you already like that pick.
Oh, honey.
I know you already like that pick.
Honey.
Then she has Terry Rozier, Keldon Johnson, Giannis.
Oh, I'm a Keldon guy too.
I know. Giannis. I know you're not a Giannis. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Rudy Gobert, De'Aaron Fox, Franz Wagner, Colin Sexton, Jared Allen, Anthony Simons, OG Anunoby, Kevin Huerter, and Jabari Smith.
I gotta go change my shorts.
I knew you were going to like it straight off the bat with DeJounte Murray.
Way better than your team.
Way better.
Yeah, I like your team better than yours.
What? Or is this just what you do with your wife?
No, I'd be a big guy. I really like her team.
Okay. No, that it is she definitely did draft a good team. I just hope the main thing I hope is that OG stays healthy.
Yeah, he won't, but at least she has other players.
That's true. He'll play like every other week, and then she'll have someone on the waiver wire that she'll pick up for the week that he's gone, and it'll go like that probably.
It's going to be Otto Porter Jr. time in Toronto once he's up and at him.
Oh, hell yeah. So, real quick, your final 4 teams, and then your finals and your champion. Who you got?
All right. So in the West, I'm probably. Oh, come on. So the East, I'm going to say Philly.
Okay.
See Philly getting in there.
Okay.
I have no faith in the Nets. I think the Nets suck. I think they're going to suck.
Are you trying to do reverse psychology? Is that what's happening here?
Possibly. No, I could see the Sixers and the Nets in the Eastern Conference because Boston just scares me with that coaching situation they got going on.
Right.
That just scares me. So, and I don't think the Heat lost PJ Tucker, which is not good.
For sure.
And I'm not that high on Bam, you know that.
Yep.
Jimmy
Lowry's
Butler's
always
not.
hurt.
Lowry's just not even a thing anymore. Like he's just there. Tyler Hero, who knows if he improved defensively? So the Cavs are like a couple of years away from like being in serious like contention for that. Actually, you want to know something? I'm changing my mind. I'm going to say the Bucks and the Sixers
Okay.
in the East, and then for the West, I'm going to say, God, the West is just such a
The
shit
West is
show.
wide open, to be honest.
I'm going to say the Warriors and the Grizzlies again.
All right.
And
And
I think
then who you got? Who you got in the finals and who's winning?
I think the Warriors are still going to win this year.
So you agree with Muhammad?
Wow, I didn't. I mean, it's not like I said, "Hey, just keep going." I mean, Larry, I'll agree with. Muhammad, no, I'm only kidding. Muhammad, no, I think Muhammad's spot on. I think, but I think he's a Warriors fan. That's why he's saying it.
Well,
But I agree with that.
His profile picture looks like, I think that's Klay Thompson. So Warrior fan confirmed. But all right,
Yes.
who do you have them beating in the finals? The Sixers or the Bucks?
I think the Bucks. They'll beat the Bucks.
Okay. I have in the West, I have Warriors and the Nuggets. I'm gonna give your little credit to Mike. The Nuggets are gonna be good, especially if they stay healthy. I have no faith in Minnesota. I have no faith in Phoenix.
Does anybody have faith in Minnesota? Like, I don't know why everybody's talking about Minnesota just because they got Rudy Gobert.
I'm not. I mean, you know me. I'm not a Rudy Gobert guy at all. And it's funny because I actually, when he won his first Defensive Player of the Year, I was very much so in his corner to win Defensive Player of the Year. And as the years went on, I became less and less of a Rudy Gobert fan. But yeah, I'm not a Rudy Gobert guy. So I don't see them getting to the conference finals. In the East, I'm going old rivalry, Sixers Celtics. And I'm saying in the final, Nuggets Sixers. We're going to have Jokic Embiid.
That would be a good fight. That would be a good finals.
Right? I think that'd be, the storylines would be crazy with Jokic and Embiid alone. Especially if Embiid doesn't win MVP again. Well, actually, even if he does win MVP. But Sixers win in 5 over the Nuggets in the championship.
I think James Wiseman will win Most Improved Player of the Year.
Oh, that's a good one. That is a good one.
So here's my thing. Like the Warriors, they lost Gary Payton. They lost Otto Porter. They lost Juan Toscano Anderson. But they still have that, Moses Moody, Kuminga. They have Jordan Poole. James Wiseman's back. He wasn't there before. And they essentially won the title without really much Gary Payton because Gary Payton was hurt for a lot of the postseason from that,
Right.
Shot from Melton. And then, Otto Porter Jr. had his 19th career flare up of his foot injury, so he wasn't around. So they basically did it with what they have, and they're pretty much bringing Looney was shit hot in the postseason.
He was.
And now that they have him and Wiseman, on top of that, they have Poole, Draymond Green. Like, okay, he's valuable, but he's Draymond Green. So Steph wasn't shooting as good as he was, and Clay wasn't shooting, but Clay's now had an entire off season. We have to remember that COVID and injuries kind of messed people's routines up. So
True.
now Clay's going to be in the mix, and I could see him being considerably better than he was last season.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, I agree on all points. And I honestly think one kind of sneaky pickup that nobody's really talking about too is DiVincenzo. I think the fact they got DiVincenzo to come off the bench, if he returns to any form he was in Milwaukee before he had that major injury, that is a humongous plus for the Warriors. Because DiVincenzo was a big time contributor for Milwaukee until he got hurt.
Yeah, he was a big time part of their rotation.
Yeah. And DiVincenzo, I mean, has proven to be a solid NBA player. So, I mean, nobody really talks about that, and I think he'll be a very good option for them. And they also have JaMychal Green too, who will probably play spot minutes.
When I saw JaMychal Green in preseason, he looked pretty fucking good.
Yeah, I agree. And then, but yeah, I just think and I know it's a big if, but if Porter Jr., Jamal Murray, and Jokic all stay healthy, that's going to be a really damn good team.
You can't say if they stay healthy, because then you'll get made fun of on Twitter or wherever the fuck it is.
True. But then we talked about it time and time again, the Bruce Brown edition, Bones getting even better. Aaron Gordon has played his role perfectly. He has a great role, and he plays it to a T. Like, this team, they're going to be really good.
Yeah, I just don't think they're there at that level. I think the Grizzlies are a little bit better.
Okay.
Especially when they get Jaren Jackson back.
That's for sure. Muhammad brought up that Golden State has Andre Iguodala as well. That's true. I just don't see him playing as much. I think he's going to be... Yeah, I think he's going to be a great mentor for, like, Kuminga, Moses Moody, and those guys, though.
He's the new fucking Udonis Haslem.
True. I can see that. Oh, man. But I didn't think it would take us 58 minutes to go over the season predictions. So real quick, we have to get into this because it's the only division preview we haven't done yet. The Atlantic Division. How do you see it shaking out?
I still think the Sixers are going to be the best team in the East.
Okay.
I think the Celtics will finally get it. The Nets will finally get their house in order and finally start looking like the team that everybody thought they would be. And I just the coaching situation just scares me especially when you think of like how inexperienced this guy is. I mean, Mazzulla was just a collegiate coach for a long time. Most of his tenure at the collegiate level was as an assistant. He hasn't really been in the NBA that long. The players and everything like him, but I can honestly foresee at some point in the season that Brad Stevens is going to come down and take over.
I actually didn't think about that. That could definitely be a good possibility.
I just think he's way in over his head, and I think they're making a big mistake by turning. I mean, they're right there. Like how close they were last season, especially how they started off the season, and then to take a step back with your coaching and trust this team, this championship caliber team, with a coach with no head coaching experience, somebody who's barely been in the NBA, who's been a coach for just a decade, really. You know what I mean? I don't like that situation. On top of that, when you consider Robert Williams, like when Robert Williams is available, he's a force to be reckoned with. He's a rebounding machine. He's a shot blocking aficionado. He's a big body. He's good, but this guy could just never stay healthy, which is unfortunate because he's a difference maker. So I think Robert Williams might be the guy though who he's not a fit to be a starting option anymore. I think he's a 20 minutes a night kind of guy, and just be thankful you get 20 minutes out of him, and that's about it. But the Celtics did add, they added Derek White last season. Mm-hmm. They added Brogdon in the offseason. They brought in Blake Griffin, which is a nice little leadership piece there. Justin Jackson made the team. Grant Williams is there.
Sam Hauser has actually been he lit up the preseason.
Sam Hauser's like supposed to be like a guy now that Gallinari's not there. He's a guy who's projected to be in the mix for some serious playing time.
I could see it. His shooting ability was great.
So he'll be in there. With that said, though, like I don't think that they're going to be better than the Nets, and I honestly don't think that they might not even be better than the Raptors. When you look at the Raptors, and you're actually gonna get Siakam starting the season this year. Last season he didn't because he had a torn labrum surgery in the offseason, and then he was coming back. Hopefully Fred VanVleet could stay healthy, which that kind of jeopardized their postseason run last year because he was really banged up in the postseason. Scotty Barnes, who the hell knows what this guy's going to look like? But if he looks any better than he did last season, like we're talking a Toronto team then who could be like in the championship conversation. OG, who the hell knows what's going to happen to him? They got Malachi Flynn, your man's Delano Banton. They got some pieces up front, and so who the hell knows? But I like Toronto better than I like Boston. I think Boston's the fourth best team right now in the Eastern Conference. And then obviously,
by the way, I looked up Delano Banton the other day. I actually didn't realize he's 6'9" as a point guard.
That's something I didn't know either.
I was unaware. I thought he was like 6'5", 6'6", but damn, I did not know he was 6'9".
Well, they really liked Banton through training camp. They were like really high on him.
He was on fire this preseason.
Yeah, so I could see him like Watanabe isn't around anymore. He's in Brooklyn, so that opens that up. And
they did add Otto Porter.
They had Otto Porter. That'll add a little bit of depth, even though he can't stay healthy. But so they have a lot of good pieces there. You know,
I mean, Christian Coloco is one of those ones. I know you like him.
Yeah,
he's one of those people that you gotta watch.
Yeah, he's just still too raw, and I don't see him being a big difference maker. But he'll get there.
Right.
I told you he's gonna have a couple of games this season where it's gonna be 10 points, 16 rebounds, and 4 blocks, and you're gonna be like, "Where the hell did this guy come from?"
And then the next game, 2 points and a rebound.
Right. And then, of course, the Knicks are the Knicks. Brunson's a good player. He'll be in the All-Star conversation. Are they going to be any? They could be a play-in team, possibly. I highly doubt it. When you consider the Atlantic Division might be the best division in basketball, so you have 4 you have 4 of the 5 teams who are basically a lock to make the playoffs, and then you have Miami, who's number 5. You have Milwaukee, who could be the 6. Atlanta now with DeJounte Murray, they're 7. And that's just off the top of my head, right? The Central Division, maybe
there's the
Chicago.
Bulls. Yeah.
So, I mean, the Knicks could be a play-in team, but maybe, with Brunson, they could be a playoff team. But if I'm ranking them, I'm going to go Sixers, Nets, Raptors, Celtics, and then the Knicks. But I'm also saying that I could easily switch up the Raptors and the Nets.
So you could have the Raptors in second.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I do agree that it's worrisome with the whole coaching situation for Boston, and that honestly it sucks that how this team is so close, and then the new rookie head coach that proved to be a very good coach goes and throws a whole season away, and we don't even know if he's going to be back the next season or not.
He ain't coming back.
Exactly. Like, it's not looking great.
But that's what the women. Can you leave us alone? You all the fucking women are looking way too good these days. We can't help it. Just leave us alone.
Oh, God. And it also goes back to, you said everything gets recorded these days. He got recorded on a Ring doorbell. That's how they found out.
Yeah, I don't like everything's recorded. They probably have a video of him throwing that fucking hog all over the place.
I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest.
Imagine him just wearing a sweater. Nothing else, just a sweater. Fucking slaying bad chicks. And they're like, yeah, Ime, you got to come in the office. We got to talk to you.
Is that what your fantasies are about? Ime in his sweater?
Well, I can relate because I know what it's like to be a good-looking guy. True. So it's not easy.
You got a point there. You got a point.
And I'm not even a millionaire like him.
Or the coach of an NBA team.
The most storied franchise and possibly in all of sports. When you think of iconic teams like in sports history, you think like the Yankees, the Lakers, the Celtics are certainly up there. Like when you think of football, Patriots now.
Yep. Packers.
The Packer, so you're the head coach of the Boston Celtics. You're a good-looking dude. You have millions of bucks. You're powerful. Yeah, chicks are going to be all over that.
Exactly.
Before everybody comes out and says you're blaming the woman. In a way, I am, because women are just too fucking sexy and gorgeous. No wonder you can't help yourself. We're victims. We're victims to women. Every guy on the planet is.
Oh, God. They always say that women run the world.
They do run the absolutely 100%.
Look at Ime Udoka. Obviously, we're pretty dumb. So we're too dumb to run the world.
Right.
But anyway,
my wife,
yes.
My daughter wanted a fish the other day. She almost conned me into getting her a little fish.
After she conned you into getting a puppy?
Right. So I go. So immediately I was like, you're going to ask your mother. But that's what I'm saying. You can't, guys they just got to do what the women say. And pretend like we run everything, but we don't.
Honestly, that's going to be my go-to as a dad. I'm going to be like, ask your mother.
It works. It works.
Oh, God. Dan, if you're still watching, just letting you know. So, anyway, I do think it's a big issue, the whole coaching fiasco. But I just think that the team itself is still way too talented to finish fourth.
I wonder where they banged.
Where?
Do you think they were doing it in his office?
Probably, but they caught him on the doorbell camera of her house. I think that's what I read. It said her husband saw it on their doorbell camera and reported it to the Celtics.
Now that's the video I want to see leaked. I don't care about the Poole. I want to see Ime in action. I want to see him show up and be try to fucking romanticize his way into, you know what I mean?
Is he as much of a mastermind with women as he is a coach? I don't know.
Yeah.
But
He's going, say Jason Tatum. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
say NBA championship.
Celtics in 5. Say it.
So I just think that the Celtics are still finishing. I still have them in the top 2 of the Atlantic Division, and I probably have Sixers first, Celtics second, Nets third, and I really want to put the Raptors higher than 4th because I really like the Raptors. Always been a big Raptors guy. Even after the Raptors fucking ripped the Sixers' heart out.
I mean, any team that's named after a dinosaur, I'm signing up.
True. Like, you couldn't have made, like, the Washington Commanders. You could, like, you're telling me it wouldn't have been cooler if they were, like, the Washington T-Rexes? Or, like, the Washington Velociraptors?
The Triceratops.
Right. The Washington Stegosauruses.
That would have been odd. That would have been a good team.
It's so much better than the Commanders. Hell,
They're
even if
just
you
a
named them
fucking-
just the Washington Dinosaurs.
I think you're onto something.
But anyway, I really like the Raptors. I love Scotty Barnes. I love Fred VanVleet. I love Siakam. If they had a legit center, I would shoot them up to like second in the division. If they just had, even if it was like somebody like Miles Turner, or hell, even if they had like Mitchell Robinson from the Knicks, just somebody to give quality interior defense, catch lobs, be a post threat, just give that mix in there where they can play more types of basketball than just the conglomerate of like switch everything and lengthy wing kind of basketball. Because giving them that real center is going to just make them way more versatile, even though they're already versatile, but that makes them even more versatile and able to hang with any team. And that's all they need, I think, to make a conference championship.
I could see like them making a trade, getting rid of OG for Miles Turner, finally making it happen.
I could see it. Like, if they traded, like, OG and, like, I don't know,
Malachi
Ken
Flynn.
Birch
Yeah,
or Malachi Flynn. Like, because honestly, Malachi Flynn was kind of in the doghouse last year. So, it's like, you might as well get something for him. Malachi Flynn is still a decent player. And if you trade him to someone like the Pacers, who's tanking anyway, probably could get something decent for him. So, yeah, I mean, I have him at 4th right now just because I still like the talent of the top 3 teams is crazy. And I agree with you. Atlantic Division is easily the best division in basketball right now. The Knicks are in 5th, and like they were just a 4 seed, 5 seed 2 seasons ago. And they have most of the same players in that, and they added Jalen Brunson. Like,
and they have a good coach.
Tibbs, I mean, I'm back and forth on Tibbs a lot, but he's better than a lot of the other coaches in the league, for sure.
He's better than Joe Mazzulla.
Yeah, I mean, as of right now, for sure. Like, we haven't seen Mazzulla do anything, so I agree with you on there. And it's just, like, the Knicks... It's funny because whenever I think about the Knicks, literally all I can say is they're the Knicks. I want to say, like, oh, yeah, like, they have some promise, and they can do this, and they can do that, but I'm like, well, they have a lot of money tied up in Brunson, RJ, and Julius Randle. So to really make more wiggle room, they're going to have to trade one of them. But
Well, Fournier still makes a lot of bucks, so they can get a little
that's
something
true,
for him.
too. I'm still surprised. Well, actually, I'm not surprised they still have him because nobody's going to want him. So that makes sense. But with all their first round picks, I mean, hey, you could
I mean,
ship him in a
they
pick for
added
something.
Hartenstein too.
That was a great addition. I loved that addition. Hartenstein is a quality pickup. And Emmanuel Quickly and Obi Toppin are going to continue to get better. Quentin Grimes, I'm still the jury's out on him still for me. Like a lot of people are already super hype about Quentin Grimes as if he's going to be like a surefire starter, but I'm still kind of back and forth on him. I haven't seen enough just yet. Derrick
The
Rose is
Knicks,
going to be good off the bench.
if he
I like Derrick
plays.
Rose. That's true. And then yeah, they had Cam Reddish, but never fucking played him last year. So I don't know why they even traded for him. So I guess we'll find out if he ever plays. So yeah, the Knicks are just the Knicks. So yeah, I have them in fifth too, but we both have the Sixers in first, which I'm not used to. I don't think I even picked the Sixers for first the last 2 seasons. Well, obviously because the Nets had KD and Kyrie the whole damn time. But should be a good season.
I'm pumped for it.
Me too. And so to transition real quick, just bringing this up real quick, we don't have to spend too much time on this. Ben Simmons admitted him and Embiid were never friends. He said they didn't really talk much in the first place because people asked if they were talking much after the fact. Everybody wondered if they were friends. There was all these things saying the Sixers weren't going to win with Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid because they weren't friends off the court. First off, I don't agree that you have to be friends with your teammate to be able to win. Like, Kawhi's not hanging with anybody off the court. Kawhi wasn't buddy with anyone on the Spurs. And then on the Raptors, Kawhi, there's that video of Kawhi in the car, but that was with Serge Ibaka after they won the championship on the way to the parade. So like, that's a prime example. Like, this guy he's essentially a loner, and he's won multiple championships.
Like, I get it. You don't have to be friends, but I also think that those two weren't going out of their way to establish a rapport with each other. There wasn't
True.
a good level of trust with each other.
That is a good point.
Thank you.
And it's also like since one side wasn't stretching the floor at all, they were both living at the same part of the floor. And then Embiid was having to shoot threes more and then not getting the rebounds and being down where he was most effective. So it just...
Yeah, they weren't friends. Okay. New season. Yeah. Let's.
Exactly. We don't have to worry about it anymore. Jordan Poole and Andrew Wiggins, we were talking about them earlier. I know Muhammad is hype about both of them. They both got big, fat contracts.
What'd you call me?
Called you big sexy, obviously.
Yes, okay.
I mean, I saw it coming for Jordan Poole. And at that rate, I didn't think they were going to let Wiggins just walk either. So I don't see the contracts as a surprise. I think it was coming for both of them, especially from the Warriors. They're trying to establish their core post Steph, Clay, and Dre for however long they play, whatever that may be. Maybe they're going to play for like 3-4 more seasons. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. Glad they got their money. Glad they got paid. The only thing this makes me interested in now is what they do with Draymond after Jordan Poole got his money, because that was one of the things that people said started the whole fight. Is he kept saying like Draymond's going to be traded and not re-sign with the Warriors and everything. He's going to get the money, blah 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 blah. So,
well, here's the thing, right? So Draymond Green's delusional if he thinks at this point in his career he's worth a max contract, because he's not. He's older. He's hurt a lot. So he's not worth a max contract. The Warriors know that. And if he's gonna, say that, if he's gonna be upset for not getting he's delusional. He got his max contract. He had his moment in the sun. His time is over. Now it's time to take a step back, contribute what you could contribute. I mean, shit, James Harden took less money
True.
to help the Sixers sign more players. So, I mean, it's either Draymond's going to be a baby and be upset, and his tenure with Golden State's going to end on a sour note, or he's just going to be a team player for once in his life and actually bite the bullet and take less money.
Exactly. I mean, Clay's next contract probably isn't going to be super high either.
He's not worth the max. Steph
Right.
would be the only guy that I would sign to one more if I had to.
Exactly. So you just got to see that the writing's on the wall. And unless you're that concerned with the money that you'll go to a team that's not going anywhere, but at that point, why would you when you're already on such a good team that is going to be in the championship race for the next foreseeable few years?
Well, I could solve this problem real quick. There's a guy in LA who doesn't want to be there anymore. And there's a guy in Golden State who's trying to lobby his way to Los Angeles.
Westbrook with the Warriors would be very interesting.
I would
Very
love that. I would love that.
That would be pretty fun. Westbrook throwing assists to Clay and Steph? That would be fun.
I think, I mean, it could happen. I mean,
well, and then Golden State's such a good shooting team that the paint is going to be open for Russ.
Yeah, they don't need to. They don't need for him to shoot. We know he can't shoot from three that well, so
right.
But
He's just got to live in the paint, draw the defense in, and boom, pass it out to Steph, Clay, Jordan Poole, Wiggins.
And I mean, with Draymond is valuable to the team in a lot of ways, but now that you have guys who you can get by with, you have Looney, you have Wiseman, you have. I'm just talking about their bigs. You have Jermichael Green now.
Right. Kuminga's technically a power forward.
If you want to play a little smaller, yeah, you can go something like that. So yeah, I mean, if that's what's going to happen, then if he wants out that bad, then let's do it. Let's get it done.
Yeah, I agree.
And let's see if the Lakers give you I hope it has. The Warriors would be. That would be great.
Speaking of Westbrook, our last topic was him. There was the video.
I know. I purposely did that.
Of course. There was the video of him not joining the team huddle before the game. There was the video of him not joining the huddle when Beverly was trying to just huddle them up and before some free throws and everything. He just sat lined up for the free throws. And then all this talk, obviously, about Darvin Ham bringing him off the bench to lead the second unit. I mean,
do you think his hamstring is really hurt?
No.
I don't. Yeah. The guy's never hurt. Ever. He's never hurt. Even if he did tweak his hamstring, you think he's gonna fucking? He wouldn't show that. He would just keep playing through it. His leg could fall off, but he would keep going.
Exactly. He's never really sat out for something small like that before. So, I mean, I know it was preseason and everything, but now it's kind of he's a game time decision, really. I think it's just a game time decision in terms of if he really feels like playing for this team or not.
And if he feels like coming off the bench. And I don't think he feels I don't think he would not want to come off the bench. I think that it just still continues to be Russell Westbrook. We need to figure out what we need to do with him. He's some sort of problem.
And it's as if they're if we figure out Russell Westbrook, then the team is magically going to make the finals.
Right.
And it's no, there's a lot more going on with this team that you kind of need to figure out.
Right.
They're talking about starting Lonnie Walker. I mean,
they were talking about starting Austin Reeves for fuck's sake.
right. Like, those two aren't starting anywhere else. Lonnie Walker wasn't even starting in San Antonio, who had a terrible team.
Austin Reeves, I'm surprised he's still on the team.
Right? Oh, man.
Yeah, Westbrook's going to be
it's a
gone
shit
soon.
show over there.
He's going to be gone
I
soon.
hope so. I hope he goes somewhere and finally, like, enjoys basketball again, because he definitely doesn't enjoy it on the Lakers. That's for sure.
Golden State.
Yep. I can see it. So, what you got has changed now to really me saying what you got for an answer to my questions. And after this, we have a little fantasy basketball segment. We'll bring up a couple things a couple guys we like, couple sleepers, whatever we want to do. So my what you got for this week. How do I want to word this? Which team do you have more faith in to actually execute a rebuild?
If the Thunder's one of them, I don't have any confidence in the Thunder.
The Thunder, the Rockets, or the Pacers?
Well, I think the Rockets have a pretty good team right now, just
That's
based
true.
on the move. If anything, I think for sure, I could see the Rockets. I have way more confidence based on the moves that have been made. I'm way more confident in the Rockets.
Okay.
And then the Pacers, and then I have absolutely zero confidence in OKC doing anything. In fact, I'm more confident that the Magic are going to be a better team than OKC will be, that they're going to have a better rebuild than OKC will.
I can see that happening too. And it's funny because like I looked at on Reddit, people were asking these these opinion questions. And one talked about how whose tank job was more egregious versus like
Tank job.
Thunder versus the Thunder and the Sixers. And everyone agreed, like, yeah, the teams that the Sixers rolled out there were worse because, yeah, they went like 10-72. But I feel like the Thunder were in the playoffs, like 2 or 3 seasons ago when they had Paul George. But even then, they didn't feel that competitive because, like, after it was Westbrook and Paul George, and I think Westbrook got hurt. And so then it was just kind of like nothing happening outside of those two. Then they started trading everyone away. They have a ridiculous amount of picks. And now, like, Gilgeous-Alexander is a very good player, but gets hurt almost every season so far. Chet out for the first year that they drafted him.
Giddey missed a lot of last season with a hip injury.
Also true. We have to see what Giddey does in his second season. They have like 3 or 4 more rookies this year that people are pretty high on. But again, we have to wait and see what they do. They even had Horford at one time, and they're like, look, just take a seat. We don't even care if you play. They had Kemba Walker at one point. They said the same thing. And is there... like, does that... like, with the NBA, it seems like they think it's better what Oklahoma City's doing compared to what the Sixers did, even though the Sixers were giving a lot of guys chances, and there were some diamonds in the rough out of those tanking teams. Those tanking teams produced Robert Covington, Dario Saric, Jeremy Grant, Landry Shamet, Luau Cabarrot still gets playing time in a bunch of different
Fucking
places.
little TLC action.
Exactly. TJ McConnell. Like, there's still a lot of these guys. Nerlens Noel still gets playing time in plenty of places.
Yeah.
Jahlil Okafor is a Chinese league superstar. But, it, like, I don't know. I look at OKC and I'm just kind of like when the Sixers were 2.5 seasons into their rebuild, that's when the NBA stepped in and put the Colangelos in there. Is that going to happen with OKC, or are we just going to let this go until God knows when? Like, I don't
Did the
know.
rebuild start under the previous administration?
No, Presti's been there for.
No, I'm talking about commissioner.
For the Thunder? No, Silver was there.
No, I'm talking the Sixers.
Oh, I think it was right around the time that it was getting handed over to Silver, or it was one of Silver's first few seasons. He's been the commissioner for a while now.
I know. I miss David Stern.
I know. David Stern was great. I agree. Let's see. Does it have... Maybe it says on his wiki. He took over the commissioner October 25th of 2012. So it was him. Oh, wait. He was endorsed to be the next commissioner in 2012, but took over 2014. And 2014 is right around the time that the rebuild... It was like the second year into the rebuild, I think. So, yes, it was Adam Silver that...
I mean, Stern was the one who interjected when the Lakers almost got Chris Paul. And
yes.
So if you don't step in on that, and you're not going to step in if you step in on that, and you're not going to step in this situation, then you should just never step in. Actually, you should never step in, but if you're going to step in, then be consistent about it.
True. But I will also say, at the time, the NBA technically owned the Pelicans. Or the Hornets at the time. Because the owner sold it or something like that.
Yeah, but that should never happen. The league should never...
No, I agree. I agree, but like I just feel like the circumstances were a little different because like the NBA was technically like operating as the owner of the team, which I agree shouldn't be the case, but it definitely made it a little weird. But I agree with you. I think I have the most faith in the Rockets, and then the Pacers, and then the Thunder because the Thunder seem hopeless to me. So. Moving on to our final segment. We have a new weekly segment, a fantasy basketball segment, because we play a lot of fucking fantasy basketball around here.
Yeah, so if you want to lose money, this is a place to do it.
And have fun doing it.
Right. If you want to lose money and have fun doing it, then... So yeah, I'm just I made a couple notes. I'm just going to break down a couple things heading into a week that I was intrigued by, and then, so... Okay. But we still, entering the season, we have some significant injuries we're wondering about. So out there in Memphis, we got Jaren Jackson, who's going to be out for a couple months. A lot of people are still high on Santi Aldama. Mm-hmm. However, I could see Brandon Clark easily getting more run than Is Aldama going to produce? Yes, but I still think that even with Brandon Clark coming off the bench, that he's still going to have more minutes. So for anybody playing a DFS and FanDuel and stuff, and you want to consider taking a chance on somebody, Aldama's the guy to do it. If we're going to go to Milwaukee, so Joe Ingles, Middleton, and Connaughton are out. So we're going to be looking at guys like Jordan Nwora, who Nwora last season averaged 16.3 points and 6.5 rebounds and shot 41.7% from deep in 13 starts last season. I think he's better than he was last season, so that's definitely something to consider if somebody's looking for somebody in a deeper format and you're looking for some relief or looking for somebody to add. That's the place to do it. And then lastly, we have Clint Capella. Clint Capella is dealing with a thumb injury. We don't know if he's going to play on Wednesday. And then, of course, Onyeka Okongwu would then enter the equation. And he's going to be big time at some point, but it may start a little earlier, especially if Capella doesn't play. And in Brooklyn too, we get a couple of things that we're watching that you need to keep an eye on. Seth Curry and Joe Harris.
Yeah, true.
Joe Harris is going to be back sooner than Seth will, but Joe Harris and Seth aren't going to play on Wednesday. Joe Harris has a chance to play maybe on Friday night, but it's not looking good either way. So there's talks about putting Royce O'Neal into the starting lineup. Cam Thomas coming off the bench. So if Cam Thomas comes off the bench, he's a good scorer. Anybody else if you're looking for anything else, he's not the guy to consider. Anything outside of scoring, you're not going to get anything from him. Royce O'Neal get his minutes if he starts, but in terms of production, you won't really get that much production out of him either. But they still have upside compared to other players. If you're looking for somebody, those two are guys that you could look at.
Okay. I'm glad you said that because I just drafted Brandon Clark tonight.
Yes.
And then I drafted Okongwu in the Raz Jam because I was like, he's going to get his minutes.
Mike's boy.
They already think he's the future, so.
Right. that's Mike's boy. So.
Oh, I know. Every time I hype him up, Mike's like, "You want to trade me for him?" I'm like, "No, I'm not going to trade you Donovan Mitchell for Okongwu."
Right. Yeah, no, it's good though because it looks like everybody's pretty much healthy. Jamal Murray tweaked his hamstring, but he looks like he's going to be good to go for the season opener. Outside of that, it looks like we have pretty much everybody healthy. Middleton's not around, but outside of that, there's not really a lot of guys who aren't coming into the season healthy. So it's going to be good.
The only one that like I feel is just like a shame is just Marvin Bagley because I mean you and I have talked about him before. I think he's going to improve a lot being on this Detroit team and finally like prove his case to being in the league. But then of course now he's out for a few weeks. So hopefully it's only a few weeks and he doesn't get hurt again this season. And I think he would produce some pretty good value, especially fantasy wise, because like he's not going that high in drafts, if going drafted at all. So
right. I was high on him last. Yeah, I was high on him last season. He has a skill; he just can't stay healthy to save his life. Another thing to keep an eye on is the center situation in Los Angeles. They got Damian Jones and Thomas Bryant going to be pretty much dueling it out for minutes out there in LA. Initially, they were high on Damian Jones. However, he's kind of fallen down behind Thomas Bryant. So I would see Thomas Bryant being better. But, we like Damian Jones. So he'll have some good performances this season for sure.
Definitely. And I just want to say, for people who want to draft rookies outside of like obviously the big name rookies like Banchero and Murray and Ivy and those guys, I think my favorite rookies that have a chance to produce right away are Sochan and Duren. I think both of them will give you some good, especially because they're going to go in the later rounds on redraft.
See, I still think Isaiah Stewart's going to have a pretty big role in Detroit.
I think he'll definitely still be the starter and everything, but I think they're going to give Jalen Duren as many minutes as they can off the bench.
Yeah, but I just think that Stewart's going to be around for a little while. So you might not get anything from him this season, but, I mean, he's somebody that, like Mark Williams is somebody who could produce even more. So
True.
But it's a good time of year. I'm pumped.
Or even, what's his name from Utah? Walker Kessler?
Yeah.
He's another. I mean, he's one guy that I've seen get drafted, not early, but like he's very popular in terms of drafting rookies.
Another guy too that just popped in my head, Zaire Williams from Memphis.
Oh, true.
D'Anthony Melton is now in Philly, and Kyle Anderson's now in Minnesota, so that's a guy that could kind of come in handy and kind of come out of nowhere. So I would just keep an eye on him. He's not going to be anything great, but he is still he may log enough minutes, especially early on, and be a part of the rotation where you'll get something out of him.
Right. And I'm just going to say this to everybody. Draft the Jones brothers. Tyus and Trey. Just draft both of them.
I love the Jones boys.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Trey Jones is going to get as much playing time as he wants. And then Tyus Jones, we know
Best
with how
backup in the
much.
league.
And on top of that, like, he's backing up a guy in John Morant that flies around the court. And I hope he doesn't, but with his play style, a lot of those guys get hurt.
He'll get hurt.
So, yep. Again, hope he doesn't, but...
No, he will. He will.
But I think that's it for us, unless you got anything else.
No, I'm good.
Me too. This is a good episode. Loved everyone joining. Everyone, if you're still watching, thank you for watching. We appreciate it. Thank you for commenting and everything. That was great. That was fun. But great time of year. Games start tomorrow. Can't wait.
I'm actually I'm probably going to miss the first game because I'm going to a concert with my mother-in-law.
What concert?
Like a Fleetwood Mac tribute band.
Oh, okay. I mean, Fleetwood Mac that's good music.
Yeah, I actually she's the only one to go with me. My wife won't go.
She doesn't like Fleetwood Mac?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
She's just not a concert person. Neither am I, but I mean, so I had to go to the mother-in-law.
Okay. I mean, we're big concert people over here, so if there's a bigger concert you want to go to, we might be down.
All right, I'll keep that in mind.
All right, sounds good. But that's it for us. Thank you, everybody, for watching another episode of The Atlantic Files, the #1 podcast on the #1 division in the NBA, brought to you by the Underdog Sports.
Got a pressure
Podcast
ulcer.
Network. Actually, or you're just messing around?
No, I feel like my ass is going to fall off.
We have been sitting here for a while, so I get it. I need to stretch my legs. If you haven't already, subscribe already. It takes 1 second. Right below, there's a subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube. Hit the bell for notifications. It lets you know when we go live and post videos. Otherwise, Spotify, Apple, Google, everywhere you get your podcasts. Subscribe on there, rate and review. We appreciate it. Thank you, guys. We'll catch you guys next week. Peace.